Hi, my name is Skylar.
Hi, my name's Lauren Miller. Michelle Fafard.
And I'm Spencer Burgandy.
Okay, so the play opens with Antigone revealing to her sister that she's obsessed with killing bad people, including the two brothers who she kills, which makes her a Dexter, Antigone. So Antigone killed her brothers because they were involved in their family drug cartel that deals fatal drugs. So Antigone's this good girl who wants to kill off bad people, which is why she kills her two brothers.
Her uncle Creon takes over the cartel when her brothers are killed, and Creon has this theory about Antigone, just like a lot of people have a theory about Dexter, that Antigone killed the brothers, and now that he's in charge of the cartel, he's scared that Antigone is going to do the same to him, and the mobster atmosphere is why we chose the Godfather theme song to set the mood for the beginning of the play.
So as Creon's developing this huge fear of Antigone, he exiles her to South Africa. Kind of, instead of putting her in a cave, we kind of made it like a more modern day thematic sequence where he would just like send her to a different country. And so in the play, we made it where Haman would actually follow Antigone to South Africa. And they're found in a hotel talking together, and this is where Creon finds them talking.
Haman questions Antigone about the killing of her brothers, and that's when Antigone gets worried about Haman knowing her secret about murder, and she gets kind of paranoid, and that's how, out of fear, that's why she kills Haman.
So, Creon travels to South Africa to retrieve his son after he finds out that his son followed Antigone to South Africa. And so, right as Creon opens the door, the hotel door, he catches Antigone just in time, killing Haman. So his theories basically prove that Antigone is the killer.
Creon, after he finds his son dead and Antigone dead, he calls his wife Eurydice to tell her that Haman is dead. However, when she calls, he finds out that she's already dead because she saw a plane crash on the news of a flight going to South Africa, and since she's a really dramatic character, she assumed her son was on the flight, and this leads to her killing herself.
So as Creon finds the terrible news that his son, his niece, and his wife is dead, the maid comes in, which plays by the actress of Octavia, known from The Help, and she comes in to clean the bloody mess, and Creon's in his sadness and wallow, and he's venting to her about how he could have solved all this. He didn't have to send her away, and about his pride. And then the priest, which is played by the maid, as an outsider, gives him like words of wisdom, berating his pride. We use the quote from the actual script: "There is no happiness where there is no wisdom. Wisdom and submission to the gods. Big words are always punished, and proud men in old age learn to behave." So, to be wise. And the maid's telling Creon this. And then, however, like in our rendition, how the maid is berating his pride, despite Creon's pride, his instincts of knowledge, knowing that Antigone's bloodthirst was that he was right the whole time, that he had a knowledge base, that kind of he tried to do the right thing and it just didn't work out.
So my job for the project was choosing the actors and actresses for the cast of the movie, and for the lead role of Antigone, as a group, we chose Natalie Portman, who has a very innocent look on her face, but also a very dark demeanor, like we saw in the movie Black Swan. So she can have that kind of, you can tell she has that kind of dark side to her, and that she would be able to murder.
And then for my part of the project, I designed most of the actual website that we used, and I wrote the text page on the website. And I really enjoyed like coming up with a unique story that still like has to stay consistent with other stories like Antigone and Dexter. So that was really cool. It was challenging, but it was cool because we finally came up with something that really worked, and it was exciting to put it all together.
Together as a group, we all picked the pictures we thought would fit, and like we decided that what would fit with our theme and our mood and the play that we chose. And myself, I helped pick some of the music to fit the mood, and I also put together the process page, which entailed defining everyone's contributions to the play production. So that was really cool because I got to be like stage manager kind of.
So I was in charge of the concept page to try to conceptualize our meaning of the Dexter Antigone. Really wanted to have a modern day Antigone with, a twist that Antigone actually was like a bloodthirsty killer, just like Dexter in the show. And so I kind of wrote about that concept and how Natalie Portman would be that perfect, innocent girl that you would never realize that she would be like that. And then I did a lot of the scenic pictures and the lighting pictures. I did one of the violin songs, and then we all came up with the idea of Dexter becoming Antigone.
Yeah. Okay. So that's our project.
Thanks.
Bye.